So I wanted to do a video on how much copywriters actually make. I think it's a question that gets thrown about a lot. People looking to get started, aspiring copywriters, they've heard it's lucrative and they can make a ton of money doing it, which is one of the reasons that drew me to it. But how much do they actually make? How much do people actually make? Like, what's a realistic number that you can hit in a fairly short amount of time? And then if you want to stick this out for the long run, what is the income earning potential? So that's what I want to break down this video. There is some links in the description below to things you may find useful. My free copy club and my copywriting course. Earning money as a copywriter all depends on how much work you're willing to put in. Now, work doesn't necessarily mean more hours, as I'll explain in a minute. There are three types of copywriters. You can either write copy for yourself. That is essentially where you would have your own email list and you'd be writing to potential customers on that email list. The second type of copywriter is somebody who works at an agency. Now, an agency for copywriting, they already have clients in place who come to the agency, come to them for all sorts of copywriting jobs and gigs and stuff. And then what the agency does, they hire a number of writers and then they apply those copywriters to the clients. As a copywriter working for an agency, you'd be working kind of behind the scenes with different clients. So you never really interact too much with the client. You're almost like a ghostwriter, essentially. The good thing about agency work is that usually it's fairly ongoing. So in that sense, the more you work, the more you can earn. The third type of writer is somebody who writes for companies and brands as a freelance copywriter, which is the copywriting type the type of copywriter I would recommend. It's the freedom and flexibility that people want. You can pick and choose who you want to work with. There's no clients in demand. You have to go out and do the outreach to get clients, but I think you can charge more for your services, and I just think it's generally a better way of building a business from scratch as an aspiring copywriter. The thing about copywriting and why it's the most highest paid and in demand profession, yet not a lot of people seem to know about it, it's literally everywhere. Anywhere you look on the internet, on YouTube, on Amazon, even in the product descriptions, all this stuff, headlines on newspapers in the local shop, this is all written by a copywriter. So copywriters are literally needed for everything. Like, copywriting is everywhere, right? And as long as companies and brands and businesses are around, there is always going to be a need for copywriters. That whole thing about, is copywriting overly saturated? Are there too many copywriters? Put that aside. That's just absolute bullshit. It's not true. That's just a limiting belief of yourself. There's plenty of work to go around, as I've said in previous videos. It's just a highly paid skill that is highly in demand and it will never go out of fashion. And if we look at companies and brands, they actually rely on copywriters and people to write compelling copywriting messages to sell their products, sell their services, to get more customers. It's all based on communication from a copywriter at the heart of it. Like, I've come across writers who make 5 figures. That's where I was. At my peak, I was probably making between 7 and 10K a month as a copywriter, working like fairly hard hours, maybe 6-7 hours a day of work. But I also know copywriters who have taken that to the next level and earn 6 figures. And even some that earns, I don't know anyone who does 7 figures, by the way, but I know it's possible and can see a roadmap to achieving that as a copywriter. That's where you would scale your business up and have other writers writing for you. One thing these people who are high income copywriters or high income earners understand is that they are not in the copywriting business, right? You're not becoming a writer as such. Yes, you are doing copywriting, but you're in the revenue generating game. And that is why, if you're asking the question, why would a business pay so much money to these writers? Like, why don't they just do it themselves? Let me give you an example. If you write some copy for a business, for a paid advertising, say, and that company puts in $100 this paid advertising, and that paid advertising returns $1,000 in sales or new customers that are worth £3,000, £4,000, £5,000 in long term, in the lifetime of a customer's lifetime value, sorry. Why would you be stupid to not pay $100 to make tens of thousands down the road? And if that equation is like that and it's net positive, people will pay big money for copywriting. Now, as you're just starting out, I'm not saying you can't charge premium price if you're copywriting, but I just want to give you an example of where things could go in the future if you decide to pursue copywriting as a long-term skill. It is one of the most highly valued skills you can learn. Whether you want to become a copywriter or not, learning communication, learning what all these copywriting messages actually mean, and basically the art of persuasion is the most high value skill any human being can learn. So where can you actually learn copywriting? You can learn copywriting on YouTube. You can learn copywriting by investing in courses. Learn copywriting literally from books, podcasts, literally everything. What I would recommend though is probably finding someone who has already done what you're trying to achieve. I will softly or like blatantly plug my own course in the description here, which is called Zero to Paid, and it helps aspiring copywriters, giving them the exact roadmap to land their first few paying clients as a copywriter. There's obviously loads of other courses out there. Following a step-by-step program is probably the fastest way to become a proficient writer in this revenue-generating business. Right? You can obviously learn it on YouTube. You can piece the puzzle together yourself, but I don't understand why you wouldn't just learn from somebody who's already done what you're doing. In anything, having a mentor to guide you is the fastest way to reach your goals, like hands down. There is no faster, more efficient way than doing that. When you're just starting out, start with whatever you're comfortable charging. I usually recommend people charging for email copywriting around $2,000 a month for 3 emails a week, 12 emails a month. That's the basis of it. Obviously, you have to craft an offer around that, so it's more than just, I'm writing emails for a company, because that's not very valuable at all. If you craft an offer based on the outcome you can produce, i.e. more customers, more revenue for the company, whatever, that's a really good starting point. And then you can slowly increase your prices as you get more proficient at writing, as you get better results for your clients, as you get more case studies from clients, and as your confidence grows, more importantly. And you can start going from 2 to 2.5 to 3K a month a client. I actually was going to finish this video, but what about if I just quickly outline as well how much time is allocated to making this income? Because you're thinking, well, if I earn more income, I'm going to be spending so much more time at my computer writing. Well, yes, but also no. I probably would say for every £1,000 or dollars, or replace wherever you are with a different currency, your local currency, it's generally between about an hour and 2 hours a week, I would say. So £1,000 is about an hour to 90 minutes a week for a client. So you can do the maths based on that. That is just a rough calculation. You may write slower or faster than me. That's just to give you an idea of like, well, if I wanted to earn this much, this is kind of like how my lifestyle could look by working this many hours a week with clients. Any questions on how much to earn or like income potential with copywriting, drop them in the comments below. I'll get back to you, and hope to see you in the next video.